What's up, guys? We're back for another season. This time we're in Atlanta, Georgia. Currently, we are headed to the World of Coca-Cola. This was the spur of the moment, just given the time that we usually come through here. It's usually in the middle of the night. We actually just recently found out that this was even here, I think on our last trip, like on our 8th or 9th trip through Atlanta. So we have decided to make a pit stop. There's going to be some more surprises on this trip, but we're not going to talk about it right now. I just realized I forgot a very important piece of equipment and may have to buy another one. Actually, two. I just realized I forgot about the one from this morning that I told you I forgot. So, but anyways, we are headed to the World of Coca-Cola.
You're really prepared for season 2 here.
I am. I'm starting the season off great. We don't have any new equipment other than what I'm buying today. I did get a new SD card for the GoPro though for this season.
That's a
so
start.
we can label the other SD card season 1.
That's a start.
So, but yeah, so tell us about the place. Shane's got it pulled up on his tablet because we have not done any research. We decided we're going to do this like 20 minutes ago. So, but yeah, tell us about it.
It just says that there's a bunch of artifacts from the 125-year history of Coca-Cola. They've got machines from around the world. They've got machines from the 1800s. Some pants from the 1970s that were Coke branded. That's kind of weird.
That's kind of odd.
But yeah, there's not really a whole lot listed.
Well, I mean, if they got replica pants, I might buy some. Wear those down. And
you do get a free Coke with your entry.
Is it just Coke?
I believe there's Diet and Sprite as well.
Ooh. I'll take me a Sprite. Not a big Coke guy. Shh, I didn't say that.
In a quarter mile, keep right to stay on I-75 South. Follow signs for I-85 South, Atlanta.
Now you know where we're at.
Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google. You're awesome. Oh, that'd be so cool if she responded. So, I just realized a third piece of equipment I forgot is the gimbal. So, you guys are going to have some very choppy video. No, we'll use the other camera. But the audio is going to suck because that's the second piece of equipment I forgot was the mic. So, but yes, and then obviously, you know, just to not keep you guys guessing, my third piece of equipment that I forgot was the tripod. So, Best Buy is definitely going to be getting my business today.
Continue for half a mile.
And we're continuing for half a mile. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Next time, you know, we're going to slide on over right here. Expecting. It had its ups and downs.
I'm not into corporate stuff, but I like learning about soda.
Yeah, so some of the highlights on the, let's say, the positive sides was there's a lot of interactive displays that you can use, learn about stuff that I personally didn't know. You know, for example, when they handed down the Coca-Cola from its original founder to teach his son about it, they took all the labels off and he had to learn what everything was by aromas and by scents. That way, if the recipe was lost, he could, you know, smell it again and learn without knowing what the names were. I think there might have been also, you know, perhaps Another positive, for sure, would have to be the very end, which is on the second floor before you enter a gift shop, is you can actually taste Coca-Cola sodas from around the world. And I believe Latin America, if we had to take North America out of the equation, I think Latin America was their favorite.
Probably. That's what I'd go with.
I would definitely say that. Africa, I feel like it was sugarless. I'm not sure. There's just something about it. There was one on there. I can't remember what it was called now. I did get photos of each of the fountains that you can get the sodas from. So I may put it in the comments or the description of what that was or across this video here. Some of the negative, I would say, downsides of it were parking. You know, you pay $10 to park. For adults, it's $17 per person. It is an all-day pass, so I mean you can spend all day there. From I think their hours are 10 to 5. But overall, I think we spent about $60 between parking, getting in, and then gift shop, which we'll get to that in a second. Some more negatives. I would say that we ended up showing up the same time a field trip was.
Like 6 field trips.
Like all at once, multiple school buses. I mean, right it open. Good news is parking. We got really close to the door in the parking garage because they all came in on bus. The other down, you know, it wasn't as bad as I guess I'm making this out. Outside they were really loud, obnoxious, you know, spread out everywhere. You couldn't really walk in a direct path. But Coca-Cola did a very good job of getting us in. So they have, you know, these winding lanes to go through security, and they had the school basically in there, and then almost what you would experience at like a theme park, like a fast pass lane. If you were not with the field trips, you went straight around it and went straight in. They didn't want to slow down your experience, which was cool.
I thought that was a good way to handle it.
It was a great way. Once you're past security, you go straight into a lobby where you're gifted with a soda. It was four different Cokes. It was Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and I can't remember what the fourth one was. I didn't get it. The down, you know, plus side and downside to this was, the plus side is you got to go in to the lobby, and they had another roped off section for people that were not part of the field trip. And in my mind, I thought we were going to be able to go ahead of them to make our experience less packed, I guess, or less loud, be able to hear stuff. But as soon as you go into that, you're welcomed into, I can't remember what they called it, the loft? The loft. You're welcomed into a loft, and what it is there's memorabilia from around the world. That's Coca-Cola, Coke machines, Coke products, Coke advertisement things. I've got several photos. You can find that on our Road Trolls on Instagram. The downfall to this is you're kind of stuck. You know, for us, we were stuck basically in the door that you came in, because they let the high schoolers, or you know, the school kids, go in first, and they fill up the room, so you're kind of stuck in the back. So my recommendation would be is to call Coca-Cola World or World of Coca-Cola and find out if there's a field trip that day. If there is, don't go. You know, as far as the beginning stages go. So because they let the school kids in first, and the patrons in second, it opens the doors, which I believe there's 2 or 3 doors that take you into a movie theater. Well, Shane and I didn't even get a seat. We actually stood on the back wall and watched it from afar, which wasn't bad. Usually I find seats like that uncomfortable to begin with. Being a germaphobe, I'm not sure they would wipe that down every single time, and I'm not okay with sitting there after a bunch of kids. But as, you know, we thought we were going to either exit out somewhere in the back. What ends up happening is in the front, the screen comes up and a door is revealed, and that's where everybody kind of goes through. So we made our way through there. We decided to choose the vault to go to first. Again, find photos on our Instagram. But going through the vault, that was where you learn quite a bit of history of the company itself. Going through this interactive display, you have something where you can like make your own soda. It tells you if it's closed, if it's not closed, stuff like that. But it's not really ingredients. It's like, is it spicy or mild? Is it crisp or is it smooth? You know, like, which was kind of cool. That's also where I learned about what they called the triangle room.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, passing the ingredients down. I'm trying to think of what else. But yeah, we decided to go there because there's a line into there. They do it in segments, you know, batches. So that's where we decided to start. The rest of the rooms you kind of just walk through or walk in. I can't even remember which display or room was after that. I know it was the vault. I can't remember what came next. I know I want to say the room we went into next after that had the truck.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
So that was mainly more about the production of Coca-Cola, not so much the history of the company, but it was, in a sense, still history. Obviously, they showed the bottles. Coca-Cola way back in the day when they had all glass bottles. On the bottom of the bottle, it was printed on the bottom of the bottle or etched in glass of where that was made. And they were made all over the world. I mean, we had one that was in the Philippines or something,
yeah.
from way back in the day, and we absolutely enjoyed that room itself. Having the field trips kind of slowed us down, which is fine. We're going to look at stuff, but capturing photos without people in them is something we like to do, and it becomes extremely difficult. As you saw in the walkthroughs, there's a person here and there. It's I would wait until the group kind of left, we'd hang out, and there would always be a few stragglers that would get in the shot. But you guys have a better view on camera than what we did, walking into these rooms. Another cool part is we actually got to see Coca-Cola being bottled.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was really interesting. It was cool to see. Part of it for me was when we first walk in, it seems like nothing's going on. It's like I thought it was a mini, which I guess it is a mini.
I guess so, yeah.
And I thought it was just a miniature replica of what the Coca-Cola factories look like, but sure enough, they're actually making Coca-Cola there in the small glass bottles and sending those off. Where they go from there, I'm not sure.
I know it really gave any indication.
Yeah, we kind of watched. I'm sure there was a sign and we just missed it. But it tells, walks you through the process of how they sanitize, pressurize the bottles, all that good stuff. And it was a pleasant experience for me. I mean, at least that part.
Yeah.
Going upstairs, there's smaller rooms. There's a room that shows you video ads from way back in the, I don't know, probably 40s, 50s.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
I'd say 50s.
Yeah, it's radio commercials. It was TV commercials, TV ads, TV appearances, stuff like that. And they're shown in on a big screen. Plenty of open bench style seating. It's not like independent movie chairs, which was nice. Another one was a lot of products. We actually found the Coca-Cola couch from American Idol from like 2004 or something crazy, which was pretty cool. It's crazy that it's still in great condition, 15 years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anything you want to add to all that good stuff?
The gift shop was great.
Yeah, the gift shop, the prices were kind of all over the board. I would have to admit, but with it being
If you want
Coca-Cola
themed anything, odds are it's going to be there.
Yeah. Coca-Cola bottle for salt shakers, salt and pepper shakers.
Salt and pepper shakers.
A lot of clothing. I actually found a lot of Adidas clothing that had Coca-Cola labeling on it. Now, some of the, similar to what we had on earlier, I had on earlier, which is a Columbia pullover. They had an Adidas version that all it said, the only difference was Coca-Cola, and it was $100. I about fainted. I was like, there's no way I'd spend $100 just for it to say Coca. No.
And I bet people do.
And they do.
I bet they do, and I bet they do it a lot.
Something else I found actually really intriguing too is one of the first questions that a gentleman will ask you, or the host, I guess, in the loft area is where everyone's from, and we heard all over the world. I mean, Australia, Korea, Germany, Belgium. There was another one, obviously all over the country too. New Orleans, New York, Long Beach. It's just crazy the amount of people that are in Atlanta. I mean, you surely are not vacationing there just to go to Coca-Cola. I mean, myself personally, I don't know of any other reason to stop in Atlanta. I mean,
I would think the same reason as what we're doing was passing through.
And
it's something cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we didn't know about this. We drove down to Florida, 7 times last year, and didn't realize it until the last trip of last year that this was there. We passed through it again at the beginning of this year. This is actually our second trip to Florida, and it's only April. But that's, it was a lot of fun. Easy thing. Prices are good. I thought I heard him say something about a restaurant, but I never found it. It's got to be outside of the the building itself. It's got to be not attached.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
But yeah, so there's also a civil rights monument or museum or something that we also saw that was across the yard that you can go to, but we're kind of on a time crunch. And
The thing about that is connected to the same parking garage that we were parked in.
yeah,
So you don't have to go anywhere across any streets or any other parking lots.
yeah, it's literally across the courtyard.
That is in the same parking lot garage for Coke World.
Yeah, for sure. And but yeah, so we're on a time crunch, so we didn't really get to experience everything that was there. We actually spent a little bit more time than we actually anticipated. We figured, maybe an hour, and I think we ended up being there for 2 or 3. And now we're racing to get down to Florida, which brings me to our next point. On our next episode, we're going to be talking about SpaceX launch that is happening in
The second launch of their Falcon Heavy, which is the most powerful rocket in operation today.
So, but yeah, stay
That'll be
tuned.
exciting.
Like, comment, share. Let us know what your favorite Coca-Cola is. But yeah, until then, keep on trolling, guys.